Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are still in Zurich. It's the second day of the Precious Metal Summit 2017, Commodity TV here for you. And with me here is a very well-known top geologist out of Mexico, and also I would say top geologist of the world, Dr. Peter Megaw, who is the Chief Exploration Officer of MagSilver. And of course, we want to talk about those phenomenal numbers they had last night out in the PEA. Peter, good morning, quite early.
Good morning, great to see you again.
Yeah, I'm sure you made party all night. I have a feeling on that because
no, I had to be in good shape to talk to you first thing this morning.
And you are good looking. I love that. Yeah, I'm up since 5 o'clock also this morning. No, but honestly, congratulations on that PEA. This is phenomenal what you have found. It looks like you found something, or you did like something like the best mine in the world, I would call it almost. And we should talk about your PEA now.
Be very happy to.
Yeah, so AISC of $5.
Yes.
How did you come on that, and what are the numbers behind the thing?
Well, we've been working for almost 8 months now on the new resource that's given to us by the development and the discovery of the deep zone starting in 2015. So that has the resource that we now have for the deep zone sort of changes the game fairly completely for the Valdecañas vein. And we have this very large resource, about 10 million tons in inferred, another 4.5 million tons of indicated. Silver grade is lower than the Bonanza zone, but we still have 1.5 grams of gold, and we have 7.5% combined lead and zinc. This deep zone now contains over 1 billion pounds of zinc and 800 million pounds of lead.
Yeah, which is amazing. And you have copper in addition. We don't know yet the whole thing.
Correct.
The whole science about copper, which is good.
We don't have metallurgy for copper, so
exactly.
we know it's there, but it's not calculated in the resource.
I like that because this is very conservative. I would call it that's a bonus for the future.
Yes.
So it looks to me like that you have a mine below the mine.
That's correct. Yeah. Essentially, we're building the Bonanza zone the way we had planned since 2012. The resource for the Bonanza zone is now mostly in the indicated category, a little better than 8 million tons at 550 grams silver, and then another 2 million tons of 650 grams silver. That will drive the economics for the first few years with the deep zone where the geometry is much wider, the base metals are higher. We have 1.5 grams of gold that goes from top to bottom, which we like very much.
This is crazy.
And so the development of the Bonanza zone will segue into the development of the deep zone. We'll have an internal winze that will go down to bring that deep zone mineralization into the mill by about year 6 of production, we hope. So we're daylighting the value from that deep zone much faster than we had before.
Yeah, and I'm sure this is one of the reasons why your economics are so have so improved, or let's say are so top from the numbers. But the point is, I mean, the after-tax IRR is 44% or something.
44%.
This is crazy. 19-year mine life.
Well, that's an initial 19 mine life, assuming it doesn't grow.
Voila, exactly. I just wanted to point that out because I mean, this is you only have let's say not scratched only the surface, but the point is there's much more in the bottom, which you can still explore.
Yes, and it's not just in the bottom. We have about an 8,000 hectare property, and we have structures that look like the ones that we're putting into production that go for 13 kilometers to the south and 8 kilometers to the west that don't have any drill holes in them. So I'm an exploration geologist, and even though I'm really happy about the mine we're building, I'm still very excited about the exploration upside for the property.
So then it's up to you to getting underground and drill the holes out.
I'm happy to take on that responsibility.
So perfect. Can we talk a little bit about the, let's say, base numbers, the underlyings? Because I think you have been very conservative to me. I think gold is 1,250, silver is 1,790, lead is 95 cents, and zinc is $1.
Yeah.
So zinc today 143, this morning 145, lead is 117 or 118. Yeah, gold is 1270, 1280, so we are almost there, and silver is 1710 today, 1790. So I think if we mix that all out, we are still below all the numbers if we take an average of today. So there's much more room for positive surprises, right?
There's a lot of conservatism built into the study overall, and a lot of that comes from the the sheer quality of the asset lets us be, or lets the engineers be, extremely conservative. So there are pieces of the resource that are not in the mining inventory. The Juanicipio vein entirely, which is where we started on this property, is not included at this point. So there's conservatism in terms of cost estimates, there's conservatism in terms of prices, there's some conservatism in what we can ultimately bring into the mining resource, and obviously there's a lot of conservatism in terms of the exploration upside of the property.
Definitely, definitely. Let's talk about some numbers and some money numbers, because this is also important. One might think of, because of the size of the PEA and the size of the project, that this costs $1 billion to develop, but we talk about $360 million now.
Correct.
Yeah, and I mean, your share is 44%. If my math is right, we are approximately at $159 million. You have 121 in the bank, so you need, let's say, an additional 40, 45 million, 50 million maybe over the next 2.5 years to get everything done. I think that's makeable, right? With your shareholder basis.
Yeah, we think so. I mean, remember, we only have 80 million shares outstanding. Our current share price is about $14. So with $1 billion plus Canadian market cap to raise another $50–60 million, even in today's market, should not be a problem.
Absolutely. And I mean, also your top shareholders holding approximately 80%. I think that's the creme de la creme of all the institutions in the world, right?
Well, we're very proud of and very pleased with the stick-to-itiveness that our major shareholders show and continue to show. So yeah, we anticipate we will get continued support from them based on today's report.
That's right. Last question. I mean, you have done already a lot of development work. You are building down the ramp. So how far is the ramp now? I remember there was something like 3,850 meters altogether.
Well, that's the primary ramp. Right? That's the ramp that we took down to get to the vein.
Exactly.
But with the increased production level, because part of the reason the economics, especially on the Bonanza Zone, sing, is because we've gone from 2,650 to 4,000 tons a day production rate. That meant we had to twin the ramp. And so a lot of the focus for the last 8 months has been digging the parallel ramp, which is going very quickly because you can dig it on multiple headings. But there's a lot of changes in the overall mine plan. We've moved the mill to a flat area off to the north. Instead of bringing everything to the surface and trucking them to the mill, we'll have an underground crusher and a conveyor that will go directly from underground to the coarse ore bins at the mill. So that will clean up the air in the mine very substantially, make it a nicer place to work, and ultimately reduce all those costs or eliminate those costs of all of that trucking back and forth. So all of this comes into the picture in terms of rethinking the mine, and it's worth noting that a number of pieces of the mine are constructed so that they could produce at a much higher level. So our partners and our engineers are anticipating that if this thing continues to grow, we could perhaps see a substantial increase of throughput over time.
Oh wow! Okay, I mean, if you if you're able to do that, that would enhance the economics again, right?
Yes, and extend the mine life, we hope.
Absolutely. Just hypothetically spoken, I mean, 19 years already as initial mine life is amazing, yeah? But to my understanding, and as you said, how long your horizontal veins are going, I mean, this mine can produce whatever, 40, 50 years. If you find the right stuff,
if you look at the history of the district, it's been producing for 450 years.
That's what I mean.
And so we have the new half of the district, and there's every reason to believe that we could have a very extended mine life, especially, as I keep saying, if we find additional veins on this property, every one of those veins would add multiple years of mine life. And I think geologically the potential for that is extremely high.
Absolutely. Great. Well, Peter, thank you very much for this update. I think this is outstanding what you guys have achieved. And that's why I call you the Silver Pope of Mexico. And also what we should maybe remind our viewers, I mean, we were talking in the start about a silver miner, silver producer, next primary silver producer. Yeah? And now you have silver, gold, you have zinc, lead, copper. Those are the energy battery metals of the future. That's exactly what the world needs. All those metals are in a physical deficit. which will drive the prices for the future also.
Yeah, and the beauty is this project is very concentrated, so it's very high grade, very low mining costs, very low capital expenditure, and very small environmental footprint, which is also the wave of the future.
Very important, and it's great for the permitting for the whole thing, and to have the acceptance of the people also. Right?
Yes.
Perfect. Yes. Peter, thank you very much. Keep it going, and I like it.
I do too, and it was a pleasure getting up early in the morning to talk to you about
Definitely. Thank you very much, Peter.
Okay.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was Dr. Peter Megaw, the Chief Exploration Officer of Mag Silver, and you heard it, phenomenal numbers. The PEA is outstanding. It reminds me, as we were just talking about this in the morning, that we have here a double New York porterhouse steak, but only showing the fillet, but the surroundings are still looking like a fillet, so there's 19 years mine life, initial mine life. They can do this for much, much longer. I'm quite convinced on that. And remember, all the metals we need for the future, for e-mobility, we need for renewable energy, are in those mines. And the guys will start in 2020 in the first half. Yeah, that's right. First half 2020, they will really start. And don't forget, the payback is 1.8 years. This is amazing. Fantastic. Check out the company. Check out the numbers. Thank you very much for watching us. Bye. Bye from Zurich.